So, do you want to do the intro?
Um, if you do, and then I can pop in, just so your video starts off with a familiar voice on your end.
Well, I mean, do you know my intro?
I do not. I've watched like the team building stuff for the WBE, and then like I was more focused on the WBE stuff more than anything.
That's
So
fair.
like I did not pay attention to the intro.
Well, I was doing my intros in them. It's very easy to remember. It is literally just the word so.
I was studying. I wasn't listening to intros.
Yeah, that's fair. But you know, I've already said the word so I'm just going to cut from there, and that will be the intro to the video. So yeah, so we're going to be doing something a bit different, as all the good YouTubers say. It's always a bit different, even though it's very similar. But I'm going to be team building here with Sierra Dawn.
Hello, hello.
A very up-and-coming player who has been improving
Aww.
super rapidly. She's going to be the VGC 2022 World Champion, which is very kind, letting me win the 21 World Championship. But
I gotta let everybody else have a year first before I take over. That's all I'm saying.
Of course. But yeah, she was in the WBE for VGC, and she improved super rapidly. So I've been very impressed with how she's coming along, and now she wants to learn how to team build. So of course she comes to me because I can build some quite quirky teams, let's say.
And honestly, like, super enjoyed the teams that you're building in the WBE and stuff. So I just think it'd be really cool to like sit down and actually build a team with you. Mad respect for your team building skills. So
yeah, well, I've done it a lot at this point. So and people do say that I can come up with some cool ones. So let's try and do it here again. So what I've been told from Sierra is that she wanted to go with either Dragonite or Thundurus, and I said yes. So we're going with Dragonite and Thundurus. So that is going to be our starting point. So, like, have you looked at these two Pokemon at all?
Dragonite, not so much. Thundurus, I've played against quite a lot, and it's been super spooky, especially against like the team that I've been running. So that's definitely why I wanted to start playing it. Dragonite team seems interesting, especially with its abilities and stuff. So it's definitely an interesting pairing. I don't know how they work together, though, but I'm not the best of envisioning the start of a team yet.
Oh, I've already seen it. Like, because I've been looking through Dragonite's moveset, and I saw one that super stood out to me, and yeah, that's how I'm basing at least my ideas. Like, feel free to steer me back on course, because I go on so many tangents when I'm team building. But the move that
I want to know the spacey move.
It's Aqua Jet. Apparently,
Ooh.
it gets Aqua Jet.
Ooh.
So I'm seeing a Coalossal team.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So basically, what I've been thinking about for Coalossal is Thundurus should be very good with Coalossal because it beats the waters super hard. It gets intimidated by Landorus, which is a Coalossal counter, so you get your Defiant as well. So if you just see Coalossal in team preview, you lead Thundurus like instead of the Coalossal, and they're going to lead their Landorus to try and beat the Coalossal, and then suddenly you're sweeping with your +1 Thundurus.
Okay.
And
I like this a lot, actually.
Yeah, and then Dragonite can enable the Coalossal, and that's pretty much where my mind went immediately when I looked through the moves of Dragonite. So what are your thoughts on that?
Especially if you're surprised that Dragonite got Aqua Jet, I'm not expecting anyone else to really know that on a team preview, which means you're definitely going to catch people off guard.
Yeah, like my knowledge of Pokemon moves is pretty good at this point. I think I've got like 90, maybe 98% of relevant moves down at this point. So yeah, Aqua Jet catching me off guard was quite good, and immediately I thought of Coalossal. So because it's basically like I'm seeing it as basically replacing the Dragapult instead. So you're not surfing yourself, you're Aqua Jetting, but you can still do the same thing. You can break and swipe things like the Players Cup winning Coalossal did as well. You get Icy Winds, so you can be supported like that as well. So I'm seeing Assault Vest on the Dragonite.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, and the other move that I'm going to put this in order because I'm very particular about my move order. It gets Dual Wing Beat now, so Dual Wing Beat means you don't have to fly, which is wonderful. You can do a physical flying move that's viable. So
hey, let's go.
Yes, so this is what I thought of with the Dragonite. So going with these 4 moves with the Assault Vest, because you've got super supportive, but you can actually still do damage with your wing beats, which I think puts it a little bit above Dragapult. Like, Dragapult has the super speed with the Surf, but you either want to be going Phantom Force, which is awkward because it takes 2 moves and you're almost never Dynamaxing the Dragapult, or you have to go Special, but then if you go Special, you're doing a lot more damage to your Coalossal with Surf, so it's incredibly awkward. Dragonite doesn't have that problem. You can go really offensive and still just do a normal hit, like that hits on the same turn to do some good damage while still doing all the support. You just sacrifice a lot of the speed.
No, and I like too that it has the flying type and then it has like the spur moves like the Icy Wind and Break and stuff. Like, that just seems super, super cool to have as a set on there.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense. So you don't need the speed as such because of Aqua Jet, and you gain so much more bulk than the Dragapult would. So it's very nice. And then Thunderous, I would think it would just be a Life Orb one. You'd have Wild Charge. Every Thunderous should have Wild Charge and Fly if you're Defiant. The Prankster one is definitely still viable, but for this team, I would say that the Defiant one is what you would want. At the moment, I think that this is the standard Thunderous set, where you have Superpower as your coverage to be able to hit things like rock types and stuff, and you also get a Max Knuckle that you can go for as well, and then Protect is Protect, so.
Yes, super strong attacker. I like it a lot.
Pretty.
And Defiant
pretty easy.
is so gross to play against. There's so much Intimidate happening right now, so having a Defiant mon is just, I don't know, it's just fantastic.
It's not just Intimidate. There's all the things that come with the max moves, so it activates quite a reasonable amount of time. So it's pretty nice. So yeah, this is where I got to with my thoughts of when you said Dragonite and Thunderous. So adding the Coalossal, that is obviously going to be weakness policy. Then you want Meteor Beam, you want Heat Wave, and you want something and Protect. That something could be a bit variable. Like, it's usually Solar Beam. It can very easily be Earth Power as well. I've seen a lot of Earth Powers. I can also see it being Scald for Landorus. So you can go for Aqua Jet / Surf if we put a Surf Pokemon on, and then theoretically a Max Geyser would KO the Landorus.
Yeah, and just get it right out of there. Okay.
So
I like that a lot.
That would depend on whether that actually KOs, but those would be the options, I would say. Scald, Solar Beam, if I can type properly, or Earth Power.
What does Solar Beam and Max Overgrow kill anyways? Because then you're good against stuff like Gastro and stuff as well. And like Feeny. I guess like you have Thunderous for Feeny, but...
Well, it depends, because you probably should have a Grass type with Coalossal.
Okay.
That was usually Rillaboom. So, like, Rillaboom still makes sense. There is also the new Grass type in Kartana, which is also going to be incredibly viable next to Coalossal. I would say it should probably be one of those two. Those are the two best grass types. Rip Tapu Bulu, that it didn't get Grassy Glide. If it did,
so much potential.
If it did get Grassy Glide, it would be better than Rillaboom, because it's slightly stronger than Rillaboom, and you would still Choice Band it, and it would still do exactly the same role as Rillaboom, but slightly stronger. So it would have actually had a niche if it got Grassy Glide, but its niche is stuck to Bulk Up Horn Leech at this point, and that's not that great. Even though it's great.
That's so sad.
It is very sad. It didn't even get Play Rough. Everyone thought it got Play Rough, and it didn't. Like, what's up with that? It was finally going to get...
Yeah, Bulu got the short end of the stick this time around, that's for sure.
Yeah, very much did, yes. So those would be the two grass types that I would go for. I would probably be more inclined just to go with Kartana because it's new and more interesting. Yeah. Because, you know, Rillaboom's been done already.
It's fun.
Yes. So, what I've also thought of now with Thunderous and Kartana is to go with a Soak mode. Because if you can go with Soak, the immediate one that comes to mind is Inteleon, because Inteleon also gets Aqua Jet. And it gets Soak. So it still has the synergy with both Coalossal and the Kartana and Thunderous mode. So you'd always run Snipe Shot on your Inteleon, and then last move is up for grabs. But that's like, these are where my thoughts are going. So,
dude, I did not think I was going to be able to do an Inteleon today. That's for sure. Oh my gosh. Well, that's so fun.
I'm pretty sure that's the only real, like, there's going to be some other things that aren't as viable to Soak. Like Golduck, technically, but not fast enough. Azumarill's way too slow. Basculin,
Inteleon's
surely
speed
not.
just cannot be matched on that one.
Yeah, Inteleon would be the one for that. So So then you'd want just one more Pokemon here. We haven't got a Surf Pokemon yet. I don't really want Surf with Surf from Dragapult if we got Dragonite, because Dragonite is doing the Dragapult thing.
Yeah, we got 2 Aqua Injetters, so I don't think we need a Surf on. We got Water, Grass, Fire.
Yeah, we also definitely need a good Landorus check, because Landorus is going to be because we've got good water checks, we need ground checks now. Which is kind of Kartana, kind of Thunderous with the Defiant. Inteleon is reasonable. Oh, I just had an idea. Weavile is a nice type. Weavile gets Surf.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that would make sense, because it also gets Triple Axle now, so that's pretty strong. If it hits all the moves, you'd have to see if because Wide Lens would be very good on it if it's still able to KO the Landorus, but I do not know. But you'd want Surf, you'd want Fake Out. Why did it go Swagger? Okay. Yeah, you'd want. Does it actually get Swagger? No, it doesn't. Okay, there's only a few Pokemon that does. So, but yeah,
that'd be interesting though.
Something,
that's for sure.
Something else. So there you go. I built you a team.
This is definitely, like, I already knew it was going to be spicy with the Landorus Dragonite, but, like, not the right, that's Thunderous Dragonite, and this is, like, 10 times more than I could have imagined. Alright.
I mean, I can see it already, so.
Alright, and then we just need another move on the Weavile and another one on the Inteleon?
Yes, and Kartana's moveset, because Assault Vest is probably the best Kartana, but that's on the Dragonite at the moment. Life Orb's on the Thunderous, so Razor Claw is it was the best Kartana in previous generations, in my opinion, and it will work well with Soak as well. And Razor Claw's better than Scope Lens because everyone always asks, "Are you Scope Lens?" They never ask, "Are you Razor Claw?" So, and that literally came into play in a tournament before. Someone literally asked me, "Are you Scope Lens?" after I crit them twice in a row, and I said no, and they thought I was Assault Vest, and then I protected on the very final turn. Because they thought I was Assault Vest and I caught them. It was brilliant. It actually worked. So, Razor Claw over Scope Lens.
That's a Razor Claw the whole time. That's so funny. I love that.
Speaking of, Scope Lens on the Inteleon with Sniper and Snipe Shot. Then that's 50% as well. And this was a Inteleon that I played around with a little bit back in previous series. Substitute is actually pretty good on Inteleon.
Okay. Ooh. Super spicy.
So Substitute is a very underused move, especially on super fast Pokemon, because it's a very good way of stalling out Dynamax. Because if they hit Max into Substitute, they've done 25% damage. So you know, Inteleon could Substitute 3 times in front of a Dynamax Pokemon and still survive the entire Dynamax. So.
Ooh, I like that a lot, actually.
Oh, and now I've just seen the final one on Weavile. Because then you can give Inteleon 100% crits.
Wait, what does Lancet Berry Fling do?
So it gives focus energy to the Pokemon you fling it on. So it gives +2 crit ratio, and then you've got the +1 from Snipe Shot as well, and then the +1 from Scope Lens. You're always going to be critical hitting, and then you get it with Sniper as well.
What?
And that gives you +3 crits as well, which is 100. You only need +3 crit ratio to 100% crits. Because it goes from 4% to 12% to 50% to 100%. So even Dynamax or Gigantamax Inteleon, if you flung onto it, would be 100% crits with the Hydro Snipe.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
Shame you can't have Wide Lens for Triple Axle to make that work, but just hit.
The fling is way too spicy to not run. Oh my gosh.
Wait, not timid. So yeah. Now, I think that's all the Coalossal moves. Kartana, again, that one probably should be Substitute or Swords Dance. Those are generally the best 2 moves, because...
I feel like a Swords Dance and a Protect could be, like, good. Protect just seems, like, super nice.
So, always have Detect if you can, because of Imprison.
Oh.
So, like, Detect has 8 less PP, like, it's 8 PP. I don't think I've ever run out of Detects before, but Imprison is a move, so you might as well not be imprisoned into Protect.
Yeah.
Are there actually any Pokemon that get Imprison and Detect? I'm pretty sure there's not. So, Imprison... Detect. Oh, there are. Okay.
No.
Ooh, interesting. I mean, they're not going to be running in prison, but, you know.
It's interesting to know.
Yeah, like that's generally the, like, if you can run detect, you probably should run detect. And also,
Okay.
like, it was like also back in VT 17 and 18, you technically could still be fighting EMZ. Like, that was another reason why detect was used over protect a lot on Kartana as well, because you could still go for the Z detect if you really needed to. Not at all relevant now, but you know, it was a
But
thing.
interesting little tidbit about it.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right, so I think it's just coverage on Coalossal at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So we got. I think we don't need Solar Beam. Like, we got enough.
Yeah, if we have Kartana, then yeah, like we should be.
Well, we also have Soak, so having Solar Beam just to
True.
soak with the Solar Beam. But then you're going to be outspeeding Inteleon after the Aquajet anyway, so you won't really be able to make use of Soak.
Yeah.
So then
That's fair.
Earth Power would be mainly for Coalossal Mirrors. I think you've got enough against Landorus now, especially with Weavile and Inteleon, so I would say probably Earth Power on Coalossal, because it also helps with surviving some water moves, because you get the special defense boost.
Yeah. I definitely don't hate that. That seems good.
So yeah, I think that's like. Do you have any objections? Any thoughts about it?
No, this seems really spicy. I like it. I love getting the different sort of teams going on. I don't like sticking to the same 6 everyone's running. And I have not seen a single Coalossal or Weavile out there so far. So
Good. So now we need to do some calculations. Have you done much calculating before?
I ran my first one that I did all by myself a couple of days ago, and it took me way too long to do it.
This comes with experience.
Slowly learning.
So what? So let's start with what will be the easiest one to do. Well, actually, oh yeah, I was going to say we're focused on Weavile, but we're not. So all of these can be well, actually, this is the easiest one. This is the spread because you're Life Orb. Like, you just want max speed, you want max damage, you want to outspeed Kartanas, you want to at least speed toe with other Thunderous. So, like, because Life Orb takes away your bulk, generally, you don't want to be running bulk on Life Orb Pokemon because you get rid of it anyway. There's a few exceptions, but like, that's a pretty easy one. So,
Makes sense.
which Pokemon do you want to EV first that's not Thunderous? So Thunderous is done.
Maybe like the Coalossal, since that's going to be a max target
Okay.
more often.
So, what do you think Coalossal should be able to live? Because there's different places you can start. You can either get a KO that you think you should get, you can survive something defensively, survive something especially defensively, or outspeed something. What do you think you should do with one of those 4?
Well, I feel like we're going to be like outspeeding, like, how fast does it go after the steam engine? Like, is it going to be outspeeding everything anyways, to where we don't have to worry about that? Or
Well, your speed gets quadrupled.
yeah,
So
so we
you-
should be like good
so-
to not even worry.
So what's the fastest Pokemon you'd want to outspeed with quadrupling?
I would want to. Don't most of like the relevant things benchmark at like top 120ish or
I mean, one of them benchmarks at
100,
277 speed, but you know.
what?
Have you seen how fast
What?
Regieleki is now?
It's 270. What?
Pretty sure it is. Yeah, because it's base 200 speed, so 277 speed.
Oh my gosh, that's so fast.
Well, it's the fastest Pokemon in the game now. So, what is that divided by 4? It is 69.25. So that is how fast,
Nice.
at least, yes, nice. So that's at least how fast your Coalossal should be. So that would be the minimum. So actually you would need 70 to outspeed, because 69 would underspeed, so you need 70.
Okay.
So that would be at least how fast you want Coalossal to go. Do you need to go faster?
I don't think so. No, I think like past there, it'd just be like starting to get relevant, right?
Well, you'd still be able to outspeed some Pokemon in Tailwind. Like, they have Tailwind, but you're quadrupled speed. So think about the actual Coalossal speed stat doubled. So at the moment it's 140. So if you just think about doubling your Coalossal, doubling the Coalossal speed, then you can think about the base speed of other Pokemon. So do you outspeed things you would want to in Tailwind that are 140 speed? That's 77 base speed at this point.
77.
How much do you know about base speed and stuff? Because that's going to come with experience as well.
I will know a lot more for like the Series 5 and Series 6 Pokemon. The Series 7 Pokemon are whole new ballpark.
How fast does Togekiss get?
It's... Oh my gosh, just kidding. Apparently I don't know as much as I thought.
That's fine. No, that's fine. It comes with experience. And you are getting the experience at the moment.
Learning. All right, let's look this up. I know you know.
Yeah, I know.
All right, it goes 80 base speed.
It's 80 base. So what actual number does that hit if you are max speed?
It goes to... Sorry, I'm so much slower at all of this than you are.
Well, again, that's like I'm way more experienced at the calcing. Like I can do it in a second. I've calced way too much, but then that's come like I've come up with some pretty good EV spreads. So the practice has paid off, but you know it's a pretty niche skill.
No, I want to get there. It's a cool skill. All right, so max speed with the speed boosting nature could get to 145.
Okay, so how fast does Coalossal need to outspeed a Togekiss and Tailwind?
Then need to go to the Coalossal speed, basically. Okay, the wheels are turning in my head. They're turning.
And this is starting to get close to me actually teaching maths, which is amusing, because that's my actual job.
Do this.
I believe in you. Be believed in by Boyt. Hashtag.
I can do this. Wait, what nature were we running, or do we?
At the moment, we're modest. So that's another thing. I'll just bring up that at the moment as well. When you're starting to EV, don't put in the nature. Forget the nature until the end, unless you need it.
Okay.
Because a lot of the time, so this is going to be a perfect example. I'll just show you here. So if we wanted to hit, well, actually, right, tell me what the speed stat is, and then we'll hit that with a plus speed nature.
Okay, so we currently have. Okay, if I want to. There's way too many steps for this one. I'm trying so hard, and I'm not figuring this one out.
Okay, so you need to outspeed 145. Basically, so halve 145. What's that?
That would be like 82 and a half. No, 72 and a half.
Yeah, so what speed does Coalossal need?
It needs to get 73.
Yes, 73. That was the one. So that would outspeed Togekiss in Tailwind. So if we wanted to hit that speed stat, like that was the first benchmark, and people were just going, okay, so the first thing I want to do is outspeed Togekiss in Tailwind. I'm going to put Timid, and I'm going to go for 73 speed. And then I'm just going to put the rest in special attack, and then the rest in the leftovers into HP. And then I'll show you on the other side. So if you forget about the nature, and then you want to hit the same speed stat with 73, then you can put the rest into special attack, the rest into bulk, and we can actually hit the same bulk that we had before, which is 201, and then you'd be left with that much left over. But if you were then to put in the nature of modest, see the difference here. You've got 132 special attack, and you've got 138 special attack. So that's 6 special attack that you gain by not putting in a suboptimal nature. So it is, it's significant being able to put the correct nature. Mm-hmm. I've seen that a lot of times. Like that is a very common mistake for less experienced EV EV people. Is it EV people, I think? That's not what they're called. But EV trainers. I don't know. People that EV train. They would be EV trainers. But yeah, that's a very, very common mistake. I've seen it a lot of times where people put suboptimal natures when they're trying to hit speed stats. There was the one that I will always stick with me. There was like a top cutting back in 2015 national UK Nationals Gastrodon that was just bold with 4. And that was super gross because like if you see like its special attack and its special defense is already higher than just bold max, and that was gross. So that was the one that started it for me. But yeah, like Coalossal was actually a perfect example to show that as well because its base speed is so low. But anyway, so 73 is at least what we need to hit. I would argue that we'd probably want to outspeed, if we can, Kartana in Tailwind, which is 177. So I'm just going to do the calculation just for brevity. So that would be 177 divided by 2 is 88.5. So you need 89 speed to outspeed Kartana. So again, if you were going for, is again, perfect example. So if you want to outspeed Kartana and you haven't put in the nature yet, you need 89 speed. But you can't get it without the nature. You're stuck at 82 speed. So that is when you put in the nature. Because now you need the nature to hit that speed stat. And at that point, you might as well just go max speed.
Yeah. Okay.
So, very roundabout way of saying Coalossal probably should be timid max speed, but actually got quite a few learning points that like are key EV training key points. So
yeah,
I would say that was beneficial. So now,
100%.
Okay, next thing, what do you want to KO?
Everything. I'm just kidding. Well,
It will not KO everything. It will, kind of, with the Volcalyph chip, but you know.
So like, I would like Metagross. I hate, which we have the Max Slayer, which would be cool. The Glacier as well, I despise, and those kind of seem to be like 2 issue Pokemon that like to run like bulk and like weakness policy and stuff.
Okay.
So being able to be in a position to one-hit those would be really, really cool.
Okay, so we'll start with Metagross because it's less bulky. So, you can see here, can't actually KO it, guaranteed.
Okay.
If you outspeed Kartana, like you can, like this is with just 252 HP, and not all Metagross will be. Some will just be like max speed with no bulk, but if they have bulk, then you would need Modest to get the KO. That would mean you'd have to choose between guaranteed KO on all Metagross that's not Assault Vest, and outspeeding Kartana in Tailwind after the Steam Engine. So that's a point in the EV training where you need to choose one, because you can't do both. What is your opinion on which one you would choose? There's no wrong answer. It's like a preference.
Yeah, I feel like with my experiences so far, I haven't seen much Tailwind, but I have seen more Metagross, personally.
Okay, reasonable. So you can go with that. So, in that case, you'd want to KO that Metagross, and so you need 236. So then that would mean that you just have leftover bulk here. So, it's generally, again, the rest you could just dump into HP. It's generally slightly more optimal to split the EV. So if you take 8 out of here, and you put 1 into both defense and special defense, because you can usually put 3 EVs into stats and not waste anything, or you can put 5 into stats and not waste anything. But if you put 4 into a stat, then you've got 4 EVs left over that is wasted, and you might as well gain a stat point. Because the very first 4 EVs gives a stat point, but then it's 8 after that. So if you see, when you put 8 EVs, the stat doesn't change, but when you put 12, it does, and it's every 8 after that. So because you gain 1 stat point with just 4, then it's generally better to get 1 more stat point, like overall stats, 1 more stat point, because you have, if I take it out Gigantamax, with 20 HP, you're going to have 188 HP, but if you take that 1 stat out and put it into both defense and special defense, you've got 2 stats for the price of 1. So it's generally better to split. Again, there are exceptions, but generally better to split the EVs with the 4s like that.
That makes sense. Don't waste anything.
Yes, so that is going to be the Coalossal then.
Cool. Let's go. Yeah, one-shotting Metagross would be so nice. I hate Metagross so much. I just want it out of here.
Yeah, Metagross is a huge threat now. So, next one. Dragonite, Kartana, Inteleon, or Weavile?
Let's do the Dragonite.
Okay. So, again, what do you want to KO? What do you want to survive defensively? What do you want to survive special defensively? Or what do you want to outspeed?
Alright, let me re-look up these moves just so I can make sure that we're on the same page here with the things. It's nice because I don't have to, like regardless of, like, the speed, we just know Aquajet's the priority, so we don't have to, like, rely on the Coalossal getting set up by that, which is just, like, super
is there
nice.
anything that you need to outspeed that's going to go for a priority move?
Oh.
Like, that's something to consider.
Oh, yeah. Didn't consider that one. Oh. Unless I'm blanking, not really any that I would think are, like...
So the ones that I'm thinking of that aren't too relevant now, like Bishop would be a sucker punch. You'd need 123 to outspeed that. No one runs Jolly, and no one should run Jolly. Bishop, you need the Adamant. The other one would be Rillaboom, but that's such a variable speed stat with its Grassy Glide that you can't really creep it. So
that makes sense.
And also, like, what's Rillaboom doing to Dragonite? Who cares? So
yeah.
like you'll just dual wing beat it at some point and it will disappear. So you also have to consider the fact that you have Icy Wind. So because you have Icy Wind, you can consider outspeeding something when they're at -1.
Okay.
So anything that you think you can outspeed if they are -1 speed.
I'm not sure. Oh my god, my speed tiers need work. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
Well, just, like, don't apologize for learning. Like, that is why you are here. So,
I told her faster.
you are learning incredibly fast, so it's fine. So, just say some Pokemon that you think are fast, and I'll tell you if you're able to outspeed them after -1.
Well, I know Regielektri's fast, and I don't think
forget
we're
that.
outspeeding that.
No, like, unless you go max speed, you like pretty much max speed, you'll need -3 to outspeed that. So forget that.
Landorus.
Landorus. So that is reasonably fast. What you would need for that is it's going to be, I think it's 100. It's either 105 or 106 to outspeed that. I'm just going to double check that one. 105 times. Okay, yeah, you need 106 to outspeed that at -1. So that's not too many EVs. Like, you have a lot left over that you could still outspeed. Can you think of anything faster than Landorus that you would reasonably want to outspeed?
Think of...
So Landorus is base 91 speed.
91? Oh, I thought it was higher than that.
If it was, it would be even more busted. So
That's
I'm
true.
just going to get, like, the Pokemon you say, I'm going to get up on the screen just so you can see their actual base stat. So, and the number as well. So if you go Jolly as well, then 157 is the speed of Landorus.
I feel like I keep thinking it's faster than it is because I play a Scarfed one, so I'm just so used to, like, going fast.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is outspeeding Dragapult a thing?
So
Irrelevant?
the problem with that is that it has clear body, so you can't Icy Wind it to drop its speed. Like so you can, if you were Dynamaxing your Dragonite, you could go for an Airstream and outspeed it. But you're probably not going to be Dynamaxing your Dragonite much on this team. And the issue with that as well would mean that you would need to have 236 with a plus speed nature to outspeed Dragapult at +1 speed. So you would that's a lot. Like that's probably too much for what you would want.
Yeah.
Anything?
Okay.
Just one more in between Landorus and Dragapult.
One more in between the two. Oh no, I don't know.
Think about your WBE team.
Well, like, is Cinderace even, like, relevant?
Well, it's definitely not bad at the moment, but it is a relevant speed tier. So it's 119 speed, so 188 is what you need to outspeed that. And you need 127 speed to outspeed a Cinderacer, +1/-1 speed. So, again, and that's without a plus nature as well, so like that is reasonable. The other one that I would recommend would either be Kartana, which is 119 speed, or because Thundurus and that are becoming more relevant, then 121 speed is outspeeding Thundurus. But then the problem with that is that you have just Icy Winded Defiant Thundurus. So you'd better deal with it.
Yes. Yeah, don't do that one.
Yeah, so like those would be the speeds I'd recommend. Either outspeeding Kartana, outspeeding Thundurus, or outspeeding Cinderace. But like you said, like Cinderace isn't as common at the moment, especially because we've got all the new toys. It may pick up again, but I would say probably Kartana or Thundurus.
Okay.
And okay, so because that is so close to Bisharp, and I mentioned Bisharp Sucker Punch, you're going to go 2 points faster just to outspeed that Bisharp Sucker Punch with the action.
Just to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, because that was close enough, so like you might as well. And then what does that actually outspeed? That outspeeds Whimsicott, I think, after Icy Wind. Is that one?
Does it actually outspeed Whimsicott? That's actually really good. I like that.
Yeah, because Whimsicott's 183 speed, so that would go. I should probably do that -1 rather than 1.5ing our speed. So yeah, we do outspeed it. Nice. Wait, why's it gone to 2? Where's it gone? Okay, so that's the speed stat with the Dragonite, and we haven't used the nature yet. So now you want to try and hit benchmarks with that speed stat. So now those are 180 EVs that are used. They're gone. So now try and KO something and try and survive something with what's left.
I feel like making sure we don't get bopped by like a fast rock slide or something.
So you're gonna survive rock slides easy. Like I'll show you. And we also need to decide if we're in a focus or if we are multi-scale, because both are very good abilities now. It would always have been multi-scale in the past, but now that you can't be intimidated, inner focus is a lot more viable. So if you see not rock fall, rock slide, even without any EVs, that's to multi-scale. But if you were inner focus as well, then where is inner focus? It's not relevant to actual damage, so it's not there. But yeah, like you're not going to get bopped. Like even just a few EVs, you're going to get 3 shot by rock slide. So
okay, cool.
So can you think of a KO that Dragonite would get, considering the fact that Dual Wing Beat would be its main offensive attack?
Is Dual Wing Beat strong enough to KO anything? Like, I know it's like its strongest offensive flying attack, but like it's still not a strong offensive flying attack, right?
Well, it's effectively base 80, so like that's not the worst. So try and think of something that it's super effective against, to see if that would KO.
Urshifu.
That is a good choice. So let's have a look. There we go, that's looking promising, is it? Oh wait, does it factor in the 2 hits? I'm going to put... I'm trying to think of a base 40... How strong is Peck? Doesn't have Peck. I'm going to put Drill Peck, because that's actually how strong Drill Peck is. Dual Wing Beat is more like. So, yeah, there you go. Perfect benchmark to hit originally. So, if you just go... Well, you just need a 4 attack for that to KO.
Yeah, let's go, okay.
So yeah, that's not bad. So that's a lot of EVs left over. So can you think of anything bulkier than Urshifu that you're still super effective against?
I thought I hit a home run with Urshifu, TBH.
But no, that was a good starting point for sure.
Like, I was just about to say Rillaboom.
Well, you did.
Let's go.
You did
I'm
just
learning.
Say so yeah. So let's go 252 HP on Rillaboom. And we could very reasonably, again, Oko Rillaboom. So, actually, the Dual Wing Beat changed before the Drill Peck did, so Dual Wing Beat is slightly different. So that's a guaranteed KO, because that does 50.2%, so 2 of them would KO. So,
okay.
So that would be the minimum benchmark you need for Dragonite, and I would argue that you don't need more than that because you're generally going to be supportive. So like that's the main move you're going to hit. So you don't need to be doing more damage than KOing Rillaboom.
Yeah, it takes out 2 threats, and then that's a good.
So we now have. That looks like. Is that 212 EVs left over? It's into bulk. I'm going to just test that. Yeah, I'm good at maths. You would hope so. I'm a maths teacher. But so, what do you think we can survive? So, Rock Slide isn't doing too much damage. Think of some bigger hits against Dragonite, and factor in that we are Assault Vest. So we can survive. Like with Assault Vest, we can survive some big special hits.
Mm-hmm.
So that we can have a look at that. So the strongest move that Regieleki would be able to go for would be Choice Specs Electro Ball while they're in Tailwind so that they've got the 150 speed. So Electro Ball we're going to give -2 speed so that they are 150. So yeah, so that is a benchmark that we can hit, especially if we go Modest as well. That's doing a lot of damage. Even to the Assault Vest, wow. But let's see if just HP is enough. Not quite. So, that would mean that you'd have to invest into Special Defense. You'd be able to live the Timid one, for sure. But are you interested in surviving the Modest one as well? Because this is pretty niche as well. Because this is Regieleki in Tailwind.
Yeah, which I don't think someone's going to be setting up Tailwind if they have a Regieleki.
I don't know, it works with Electro Ball. So... Because if you don't set up Tailwind, Electro Ball becomes 80 base power. So it's a big difference.
Wait, does Electro Ball get like stronger, like the faster it is?
Yeah, it's based on it's based on the ratio between both the attacking Pokemon speed and the opposing Pokemon, the one that's being attacked. So it's 60 base power if it's between if you're within 50% of each other. So like if the opposing Pokemon is half or faster than your speed, then it goes to 80 base power if you're between a half and a third of the speed, 120 base power if you're between a third and a quarter of the speed, and if you're less than a quarter, then it goes to 150 base power.
Oh wow! Okay. Wow, I did not know that's what that move did. That's
well, Electro Ball is not very used. It was used on Choice Specs Tapu Koko back in VGC 17 to hit Snorlax and Gigalith very hard, but like. Generally, it wasn't used outside of that. Regieleki is going to be the main user of that move now.
Okay. That's cool. That's so cool. Okay.
Can you think of any other super big special hits?
The Glastier?
That one's physical, and that one is going to
physical.
You.
Oh,
like we can have a look, and I'm pretty sure you would need multi-scale to be able to survive that, but that is going to absolutely.
Never mind.
Yeah, there you go.
Never mind.
It's gone.
It's dead.
Even with multi-scale, you are gone.
He's dead. His friends are dead. All right, yeah. That's cool. Although, and I haven't even invested anything into the Glacier as well. So, oh no.
Although you do have Breaking Swipe, so again, that is something to consider. The fact that you can put things to -1 attack and see if you can live. So, like, you may be able to, and that is something that you could EV for if you started putting the stuff into defense instead of HP. But that's going to require a lot. Like, if I put just 212 in here, like that, so you're not going to be able to survive that attack, guaranteed.
I think it's just Dragonite dies there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think it's.
But having a chance after the Breaking Swipe is not too bad.
It's kind of cute, but would Togekiss? I haven't seen too many Togekiss around, but would that be relevant?
Yeah, definitely. That would be a big hit because it's super effective. So if we go max and that's not doing too much at all. Oh, because we're multi-scale, I was going to say. So. Yeah, there you go. That is a perfect benchmark to hit because that's so close to being able to live. You can EV to survive that. So, oh wait, no, we'd lost the 212 HP. So actually, that's super easy to survive. But if we go into Modest, then Modest Togekiss is something that we can EV to live. So if you wanted to survive that, and again, generally you should split the 4s. So if you see, that changed a huge amount just from 4 EVs. Like the actual numbers changed 2%. Like that's a lot. So. In order to live that guaranteed, you would need that much HP. So that means that you have, what is that? That's 72 left over to be able to play around with, whether you want to put it into defense to survive something, whether you want more attack just generally. But you can see if there's a physical hit that you can survive. What about Tyranitar Rockfall?
Mm-hmm.
After a breaking swipe, if they are adamant, you could probably do it. Let's have a look. Oh, not quite. So that would be, again, a balance thing. So now, if you wanted to have your benchmarks of Modest Togekiss Starfall, Adamant's Rockfall from Tyranitar, outspeeding Bishop, and KOing Rillaboom with Dual Wing Beat. Now you have to balance them, because you can't do all 4 guaranteed. You need to balance. Speed is kind of, it has to be that stat. But the other ones you can balance. You can go for like a 93% chance to do it, because that's the step down. It goes in 6%. So you can either go for 100% guaranteed. The next one is 93% chance to do this thing. Next one is 87%. So you have to choose the balance. Because at the moment we've got 25% chance to OHKO. We could probably balance that to get to 6% on everything. Because that's not too bad. And because that also means that the Tyranitar has to be Adamant Max when they're not all going to be. The Togekiss have to be Modest Max when they're almost never going to be, but it's just nice to know that you have the security. The Rillabooms may not even be max HP, so you're going to KO them regardless with the Dual Wing Beat anyway. So you can afford to balance. So if we aim to get a 6% on, or at least 6% on everything, and see if we can do better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open 3 different calculators. 1 for Togekiss, 1 for Rillaboom, and 1 for Tyranitar. So, if you put in Dragonites and Togekiss. So this is generally what I do. This is how I work out my EVs.
This is really, really cool to watch,
I get out so I get out the different tabs, so that if I find the things that I want to balance, then I can do it a little easier. So, so we hit 123. Hit 123, and we're already hitting 123. So we want to balance the -1 Rockfall on Dragonite, because I think that we probably should be in a focus. In a focus means we can't get faked out as we extra our Coalossal as well, so that's an added bonus. But so if we're trying to do it within a focus, now if we start off with the Rillaboom, so that one, what do we need? I need to put in Dual Wing Beat as well, actually. So, why is that doing a lot less now? I'm going to put in Drill Peck again, see what happens. Okay, why is that doing so much less? What am I missing here?
Sure.
So that one's just regular Rillaboom. Pretty sure it was doing more last time. I'm going to put the Rillaboom back on this one, because that one's still got the leftover Dual Wing Beat. Oh, okay, that's doing a lot less. What was different last time? Was I +1 for some reason? Those calcs have changed. I'm missing something very obvious, haven't I? Was I +1 when they were max HP? Was I +1 because Alandorus had intimidated us at some point, even though we're in a focus? Maybe. Oh, so we can't KO the Rillabooms anymore. That's good to know.
Well, I guess that kind of makes it easy on where we have to benchmark things, huh?
Yes. So, well, no, we can get to +1. We have Max Knuckle on Kartana. We have Max Knuckle on Thunderous. So we can do it. We can do it. So that's still going to be the benchmark, because I said I was going to do it.
Okay.
So that's
okay.
And it's still showing that if you can balance here. So that one is 93% chance. That means that you can go to 76 and still get that KO. Oh wait, you can be adamant to do that. Have we put in the nature yet?
No.
Damn it! I just closed one of them. So if we hadn't put in the nature yet, that means that we can now go adamant and get that KO. So that's why you leave the nature until last, because I'd forgotten that we hadn't even done the nature. So that means if we do adamant, because the base stat of attack is the highest, you'll get the most stat points if you go adamant. So now if we KO this Rillaboom with the +1 Dual Wing Beat, with just adamants. We don't even need actually any investment, which is nice. But you might as well just have 4 because you're splitting 4s anyway. Doesn't matter where the 4s go. But yeah, so now we can survive. I'm gonna have to put this one in again. Dragonite. What am I doing here? Togekiss. Max Starfall. Modest. Why has it got a bomb at nose things? I'm gonna have to refresh that. Still had a bomb at nose.
The Cal's cheat just not working with us today.
Not particularly. I think I glitch it out by doing it too quickly. So, not multi-scale. We are Assault Vest. And what do we have? 132 last time, so that's going to survive. We now have Adamant 4. We have 123. Tyranitar. -1. Oh, no. Adamant. Dynamax Rockfall. Again, not multi-scale. So, we have Adamant 4, 180 speed, and now we have all the HP left over, so we can do this.
Ooh. We're not even after picking and choosing. We can actually have it all.
Yes, there you go. And you have more, because if you see, we survive easily. We have 16 EVs left over.
Ooh.
So, what I propose to do now is, because we now have our nature, another thing that I can explain, which is brilliant that everything is coming up in this like just one EV training session. If you see here, when you are 174 actual stat with 36 EVs, if you just put in 8 EVs into that, you're going to get 2 stat points instead.
The bump.
Yes, the bump. Some people call it 11N as well, because that's what it is. So if you see, if you don't have the nature, that's the actual number, 160. So it's a multiple of 10. Because when you're hitting the multiple of 10, that's where you get the bump from. Because if you go down 1 EV, you're 159. So the adamant nature is giving you a boost of 15 on top of that, because it divides it by 10 and it gets rid of the decimal points, because it always rounds down in Pokemon, except for Mind Blown Steel Beam, but everything else rounds down. So it gets rid of the decimal point and just gives you 15 when you're adamant. But if you go up to the next multiple of 10, now it's going to give you 16 for adamant, because that's 160 divided by 10. So that's where the extra 2 comes from. Because you've got 1 extra stat point from the EV and 1 extra from being the next step up into the multiple of 10. So I think that we can hit that bump and still survive that rockfall, because we only needed 132 HP on the Dragonite. So if we can put it into defense and keep at least 132 HP, then we can survive the Togekiss as well. So now, the best way to start with doing with that one is to start with the HP, because it's best to have highest HP, and then work your way down. So if you see, it helps you out here because it's red with the number. So we need to get it down to 508, because that's the most EVs that you can do. So now you start off by putting 8 into defense. And wait, am I surviving the Togekiss thing? No, it's still this one, right? Yeah, so we still need to survive the rockfall with those EVs left over. So if you take it out of HP now, so that's not quite going to do it. We still need a tiny bit more. So now, if we've gone down like that, so now we've balanced it so that you can now survive the rockfall with a bit more defensive HP, defensive EV, sorry, and then you've still got above 132 HP, so that's going to do all the benchmarks that we want. So now that is the Dragonite spread.
Okay.
So 200. That was very long, but I think that was worthwhile. That was a lot of good things coming out of that Dragonite. So
yeah, that was a lot, but it was good. I feel like every single thing they teach you in an EV lesson, we hit on with that Dragonite.
Yeah, there was literally so, like, I can't think of too much else that there was there. But yeah, that was pretty good. And now I'm very happy with this Dragonite spread. So do you want to have a go at one of the other? Have we got 3 to go? We've got Kartana, Inteleon, and Weavile.
Yeah. Do we want to do the Kartana next?
Okay. So, with Kartana, that one could just go straight to I want max speed, because I want to at least speed tie with Kartanas. And
that was actually exactly what I was thinking. I was going to ask if Kartanas ran like max speed, because I definitely don't want to be outsped by 1. Yeah,
so that is the speed benchmark. So that is already a very easy starting point. Now, Kartana is a pretty special case as well, because its special defense is so low. like investing into special defense is a lot more optimal than investing into HP, and I will show you why. Give me a special attack.
Um,
Not a fire one. Not a fire one. Like a neutral hit. Okay, Heatran Earth Power. Cool. So, if we have a look, this is no investment into Kartana. Earth Power is doing 67 to 79. So, if you invest into... I said, if you invest... Why isn't it doing it? Did I number lock myself?
And I
Where's it
said...
gone? Where's it gone back
no.
there? Not typing in anymore. Why is it not typing? Okay, I'm gonna have to do this manually. Damn it, my keyboard is broken. But there we go. Okay, so we gone max HP. You've gone to 54 to 63. If instead, is it allowing me to do backspace? Okay, it is. Can I type again? I can't. I can do backspace, but not typing in numbers. What's with this? Oh, I know what it was. Okay, my control button was being held down just accidentally, so I can type again. Okay, wonderful.
Oh,
so,
there we go.
Yeah, so instead, well, not Dynamax. So instead, if you put it all into special defense, you see that it's gone from 57 to something percent to 41 to 48. Mm-hmm. So it's a huge difference if you put it into special defense. And that was actually with the assault vest as well. So if you get rid of the assault vest and get rid of the special defense, Earth Power can actually KO. Like a neutral hit, neutral non-stab hit can KO Kartana. So I'll show you again without the assault vest. 80 to 94 with just max HP, and 61 to 72. So it's a huge difference in special defense.
Huge difference.
Yeah. So you'd want generally forget about the physical benchmark for Kartana because it's got such high defense. You're probably going to live anyway. So you for this one, because you've got max speed, you want to choose something that you'll KO with its physical attack and something you'll survive specially.
I'm not sure with the Kartana. I've normally always just ran assault vest and then just like I'm worried about too much else with it.
So what was a benchmark before was Life Orb, Tapu Koko, Thunderbolt. Let's see if this was 3 years ago, 92 and 52. But the problem is here that Electric Terrain isn't a 1.5 times boost anymore. It's a 1.3. So I'm going to give Transistor to this Tapu Koko to prove my point. Because it's the same boost as before. Okay, we still survived. Nice. So it's actually a little bit less than that, I guess. Okay, so 76. I was a little bit off, but yeah. That was definitely the Kartana. I think it was 116? No, 124. So that was a normal Kartana back in BGC 17 because it would live the Life Orb, Tapu Koko, Thunderbolts that was in old Electric Terrain. So you don't actually need too much if you want to be able to survive something like that. But here is Electric Surge. Well, it's the only ability that's got an E at the beginning, so it's pretty easy to find. But we need a special benchmark to survive, or a physical hit to KO. Can you think of anything? Think super effectively that Kartana would hit to be able to KO.
Would it like for a Tyranitar, or is Tyranitar too bulky?
Well, if you're asking that question, we can look. Like that's exactly what to do. So if we do 252 HP, then you are always KOing with the Sacred Sword. Oh, wait. For defense? Yeah, you're always KOing with Sacred Sword. So that one doesn't matter for attack investment. So you can think of something else to be able to survive to KO.
Landorus?
So that one is going to be technically super effective because we have Soak. So it's now a water type. Okay, so Leaf Blade. It's doing a lot less than it should. Has it registered that it's a water type? I don't think it has.
I would guess that it's not.
No, apparently it is. That's doing a lot less than it should, and it's not Dynamaxed. I guess we're -1 at neutral. That still should be doing more than that. I think. I'm going to refresh again because I feel like that should do more on a super effective hit. Because I'm pretty sure you do that much when it's not Kartana. Okay, where are we at now? Okay, yeah, that's how much it's doing, and it's not even a water type yet. So if I just go to none, it's not even factoring that in that it's super effective. So
interesting.
Well, instead we're going to go to +2 attack instead. So we can get that KO, maybe, depending on investment. So we would need, that is a lot, So we can't
Yeah,
even, we
that's
can't,
a little much.
yeah, we can't
Maybe
guarantee
not.
that KO, so we can't do that one. So we'd have to pick something else. So another thing to consider, like with the breaking swipe and all that, we can get +1 attack from being max knuckled or beast boosted. So +1 KOs from Kartana is definitely a thing you should consider. And I think the one that comes to mind for me is Tapu Fini. Like to be able to KO a Tapu Fini when you're at +1. And the bulkiest Tapu Fini I've seen is Ashton Cox's, but he was way too bulky because he needs special attack investment, and he didn't have any for some reason. But that is going to be the bulkiest Tapu Fini you will see, and we can KO that at +1 if we have 28 attack. So,
Okay.
that means that we would have this much special... Oh, why isn't that max? There we go. So, we would have that much Spadef left over. So that would be the benchmark you would hit. And like I was saying before, generally, you want to split the 4s. It's much more optimal to keep it in special defense because who cares about 4 extra defense? Because think about the ratio of increasing 151 by 1 stat, whereas increasing 81 by 1 instead, or 79 to 80. That 1 point is effectively worth twice as much because the ratio has changed. Because effectively 79 is close to half of 151. So you get effectively twice as much from 1 special defense as you do from splitting into HP and defense. So, that is going to be the Kartana. So 228. Now, Inteleon and Weavile are left over. And at this point, because this is, like, I need to go to bed reasonably soon because of time zones, so I'm going to do the Inteleon and the Weavile. So,
Sounds good.
So, if Inteleon outspeeds Cinderace by 1 point, so you might as well, because Inteleon has 120 speed, Cinderace is 119. So, might as well be max speed, and then it just depends on a little bit of bulk. Now, I did have an Inteleon spread, and I'm going to try and remember it off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure... It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure 156 did something. And it's 60 and 36 is left over? Yes, nice. Okay, that is an Inteleon spread. And I can't remember what it does, but trust me. Because I trust past Boyt with his EV spreads, so you should do the same.
Alright, I trust.
I mean, it was a Series 5 thing, but, you know, it's going to do something. So, Weavile, last one. So again, this one has to outspeed Inteleon. But do you need to go max speed? Because there's pretty much nothing between Inteleon and Weavile. Well, I say that. Naganadel is above Inteleon, and that's could be a Pokemon. 122... What's 122? There is something. I know 123 is Ribombee, and 124, again, that's something... nothing relevant, though. And it would just be speed tie with other Weavile. I'm going to have a look now. What was it? 123. Oh, Noivern. Yeah, that doesn't really count. So, I guess that's kind of a Pokemon. And, you know, Boltund and Tornadus. Boltund is actually pretty good. People should use Boltund because it's got competitive. But
yeah, that seems kind of cheeky.
Yeah, so do you want to outspeed Boltund and Naganadel, or do you want to speed tie with other Weaviles?
If anything, that Naganadel, I don't think if anyone's using Boltund that I shouldn't worry about that one, at least not
But Naganadel and Boltund are the same speed. So if you outspeed Boltund,
they're the same speed?
Yeah, they're both 121.
I thought Boltund was faster. You think it's worth for the Naganadel or nah?
I would say you might as well. But that also comes with looking at the attacks. So definitely the one that springs to mind is Triple Axel against Landorus. So is it going to factor in Triple Axel correctly? Okay, good, it does. 40 base power with the 3 hits is the same as, because Triple Axel goes 20 base power, 40 base power, and is it 60 base power? Pretty sure it is, because then it goes to 120 base power. So 40 base power at 3 hits is the same thing. So that one, unfortunately, looks like it's not going to KO the Landorus. With a -1 Triple Axel. But what you can do is factor in the Fake Out chip that you could do instead. Because with Fake Out and the Triple Axel, you should be able to KO that. Now, I am going to try and... Where is it? I've got this fancy EV spread thing that a player called Dewobblefet, he made this thing. So what I can do, you won't be able to see this, because it'll be on a different app. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the actual damage that Fake Out does and put it into this calculator. And I would link it to you as well if I could remember it, but... wait, hold on. That was Dynamax Landorus. Oh, okay. Right, so that's still a thing, actually, because we still want to do that. So that Fake Out chip, and then the triple axle, I'm going to have to do that 3 times, because it will hit 3 times. I can send you a screenshot of what it will look like afterwards, but and if I'm fancy enough, I may be able to edit it into the video, but you know that requires actual skill in editing, which I do not have. Okay, so I can tell you that the combination of Fake Out with the triple axle KOs the Dynamax Landorus 84.9315880078.125% of the time. So, very specific.
Ooh.
If you want to know the fraction, it's 55,661 over 65,536. So, yeah, that. So that's a reasonable amount of time that you would KO. So really, and does the damage drop? So we want to keep that amount of damage with the least amount of EVs. So that's where it dropped. So we need 236 to keep that amount of damage, and then that means that we will have that much bulk left over. So that is going to be the Weavile, unless you wanted to just outspeed Naganadel, in which case that much bulk is what you're going to have. So, would there be something that Weavile would be able to survive? Let's have a look at the Rock Slides. Or Fly doesn't really count. What about Life Orb Rock Slide from Landorus? Aha! Would you look at that? So that is a benchmark. So we're gonna outspeed. Oh wait, that was Naganadel. Was that Naganadel? Yeah, no, Naganadel was 190. So that is outspeeding Naganadel, and we can get that Rock Slide down to a guaranteed. We definitely can. It's done. So that is going to be the Weavile EV spread. So what was that? 28, 12, 191 speed, 4, and 236. So I think we're done.
Seems spicy.
There we go.
I'm excited.
Yes, that was. I think that was a pretty good session as well. Lots of things came out of that. So I'm hoping the viewers got things out of that as well. So
I was too. I know that I learned a lot, and like I don't know, just like with how in depth everything was, like sure others did too. And like this seems so cool. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting to see you use it. So I guess that's gonna be it for my side. So we're gonna go over to Sierra's channel, which will be linked in the description, so that she can actually use this team on her channel for some battles, which I'm very much looking forward to.
And thanks again for everything.
Yeah, that's right. That was a lot of fun. So, and I'm also going to plug my Patreon, that I do coaching as well. So if you enjoyed this and wanted to have a coaching session yourself, then go and check out my Patreon. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. And do you know what my outro is? Because you didn't know what my intro was.
I never made it to the outro. I just watched the video part. I'm not gonna lie there.
So rude. But the outro is I don't have an outro. The video has ended. Like, that's it. We're done.